This is Spidey Fan 101, and I'm here today to review the newest episode of Big Hero 6. So, this episode is a Halloween episode. Now, usually Halloween episodes in shows like this are, just a celebration of the holiday. But, if good shows that have great writers and everything like that, if they can work around that and use it to tell a good story, then, I admire that. So, yeah. And obviously this does it because it's Big Hero 6, why wouldn't it? So, yeah, I also like a lot of elements in this episode, and trust me, I know what y'all thinking. I will get to it. It is inevitable. So, let's get started. The episode starts with Go-Go working on this giant magnet with Professor Granville overseeing everything. And all of a sudden the lights go out and Fred is trying to scare Go-Go, but she's not scared easily. Come on now. It's Go-Go. There's no way she could be scared easily. Get out of here, Fred. Jeez. So obviously it doesn't work. Midway while he's trying to scare her, he gets cut into the magnet, and it's all funny. And then Go-Go's like, "You can't scare me, Fred. I'm not scared." And then after that, we cut to the lab as Fred is still trying to scare Go-Go after that, which is like, this dude doesn't listen, bro. Anyway, Hero comes in to... Actually, no, it starts off with... Well, after the intro. It starts off again with Wasabi carving a pumpkin with a laser knife. Hero comes in and he says, "Hey, there's this new haunted mansion open tonight. Let's go." And they're like, "Alright." And so, like I said before, Fred tries to scare Go-Go again. That dude never learns his lesson. Go-Go, like, releases him from the harness while he's still, like, on it. And, they're talking about Halloween and stuff and how they're going to get into their costumes and everything. And Fred, for some reason, thinks he had his costume under his clothes. Do you know? Bro, you're not Spider-Man, dude. You can't just pull your clothes off and your suit's already underneath you. Nah, man. So he just pulls off his clothes and he's all in his boxers. And he's like, "Oh, I thought I had my costume underneath." You wear a lizard suit, bro. There's no way that would work. Anyway, so they're talking about Halloween and stuff and how they're gonna prepare and what they're scared of. Once again, Fred tries to scare Go-Go, and she's just straight-faced. As a matter of fact, look. She is just straight-faced. She doesn't scare easily. She just doesn't. So the next scene, Hero is dressed. Actually, no, all of them are dressed. Like, Wasabi's dressed as a pineapple. Baymax is dressed as a pirate. Fred is dressed as, like, what superhero would that be? I don't know. We get to Hero. He's also dressed as a pirate. Go-Go's not really in a costume. She just has, like, cat ears on. And Honey Lemon is dressed like Momokaze. So so the team is starstruck because you have kids and parents too in Halloween wearing, Halloween versions of their costumes, which is pretty awesome, which I guess would be pretty awesome. Well, obviously that'd be pretty awesome. Then these kids come up to Baymax. This kid and his father, who are dressed like Hero and Baymax, come up to Baymax and they're like, "Hey, what are you supposed to be?" And he's like, wait. I want Baymax to say it himself, cause I can't make it as funny as it is.
Supposed to be.
Hello, I am a pirate. Arr.
Arr. Ah, that's so funny. So after he says that, he gives the boy dressed as him a lollipop. And so once they get to this haunted mansion place that they go to, this weird old guy greets them outside the door. Now, I don't know who this is. I don't know what his purpose is. Actually, I think he's just part of the haunted mansion. I don't think there's anything more to his character. So, yeah. He goes and brings the team inside the house, and they're looking at this haunted mansion on the inside, and like right away this giant spider thing is in front of the screen, and and some of them are freaked out, some of them are not. Go. And then this skull appears from the floor. Everyone else is scared. Obviously, Go-Go is not. Then we see him look at this globe. And this will be very important to the actual story. Because after we see him look at the globe, we see like these like microscope things on these stands, individual stands. And when they look through them, they see these images. Now, all of them are related to Halloween. But after the scare pops up, like a puff of smoke, like hits them directly in the face. So that will be very important later on. Remember that. So after that, a mummy pops out, tries to scare them. Not a real mummy, but a mummy comes out. Baymax is like, your rapping is low. This could, like, something Baymax would say. But yeah, it was along those lines. And then Honey reveals that she's afraid of hippos. Yeah, that's weird. And this mummy pops out. There are a lot of like scary moments in this episode with the Halloween and stuff, but you know, it's whatever. So after that scene, they're walking out of the haunted house. The guy running the mansion is just like, rate 5 stars. Then Go-Go gets a notification on her phone. Noodle Burger Boy has made his return to this show. So Hero calls the bots that carry the suits, and now they're on their way. So we cut to Noodle Burger Boy as he's trying to steal some crate tech. He's running with this giant crate on his head. And Fred's like, "Hey, put that down." And he's like, "Okay." And we think, oh, he put it down all easy. But then he starts shooting laser eyes at him. And it's crazy because he can sense from heat vision where he is as well. So, you know, the rest of the team comes out. They're not really standing much of a chance because of the fact that it's Noodle Burger Boy and he's a robot. And, you know, he's proven in older episodes that he can match up to them. So, once once everyone else on the team has been down for the count, now, Hero and Baymax stop Noodle Burger Boy in his tracks. And then, when they're about to catch him, all of a sudden, Hero looks in the distance. On the side of the crates, he sees somebody. Somebody we haven't seen in a long time. Someone we haven't seen since the first movie. Someone we haven't seen because they died. We see Tadashi Hamada. Now at first, I was like, no, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. If you haven't seen my video on why I don't think they will bring back Tadashi, I will put that in the description. But basically, my thoughts on it were that, I feel like if they brought back Tadashi, that would have, demoralized Hero or possibly the team. Because, Tadashi, dying gave them all the inspiration. They were saying, hey, we could really help people, and we could do it in the name of Tadashi. So, yeah, I go more in depth in that video. So if you haven't seen it, I'll put it in the description. But I was like, no way, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And he's just standing in the shadows. Hero's all taken aback by this. And all of a sudden, he just disappears in the smoke. Oh, man. Well, even as I'm looking at this now, it's crazy. No, he doesn't disappear. He walks away. It's crazy. Hero's taken aback by this because, obviously, it's his dead brother. So, of course, he's going to be taken back by it. But, he's like, where? The team's like, where are they? Did he get, where did he? Where did he? Where is he? Did he get away? And he's like, yeah, I slipped up. Sorry. But, yeah, so throughout the episode, there are different moments where Hero's, in class, and he sees, Tadashi, walking down the halls. And so he runs out of class, as Professor Granville's like, get back in your seat. And he was like, sorry, I have to go. And Tadashi's walking down the halls. He's walking through different rooms. Hero's just his brain is being messed with. And so we cut to Go's apartment as she's reading a magazine. All of a sudden, she hears something. She hears Fred in her house wearing a leprechaun outfit, because we found out earlier in the episode that she is afraid of leprechauns. She definitely doesn't have Lucky Charms anymore. Anyway, he's trying to scare her, and obviously it's not working because it's Fred, but she tries to seem like it's working so he could get out of her apartment. It doesn't really work. He catches on. But, yeah. There's this whole awkward scene where he's just trying to get out of the apartment, and he's not really opening the door because it's locked. He keeps running into the door. So, the next scene, Baymax and the rest of the team are tracking down Noodle Burger Boy, trying to see where he is, and they see him in the Crytek building. Not the official Crytek building, but a new one, where the construction is, still going. So they're inside, they're eavesdropping on Noodle Burger Boy. Go goes up there and tries to ambush him. But Noodle Burger Boy's like, hey, I have a surprise for you guys. And it turns out he has an armada of those invisible robots from the Aunt Cass Goes Out episode. So they all, since they could change like their look, he chose to change them into um dumplings. I forgot what they were called for a second. Anyway, so they're fighting these dumpling robots now. Now the entire team gets captured, so it's up to Hero and Baymax to save the day. And so Hero jumps onto one of them. He's flying around with it, and crashes it. And Baymax gets fatally injured. And he crashes down, and his suit is all messed up, but New Burger Boy gets away. So, right after Baymax powers down, now Hero says, "Don't worry, I'll fix you." Now, I don't know what was actually... Okay, so it was his arms and... like, it's his entire body, basically. So, next scene, Hero is rebuilding Baymax. All of a sudden, when he's like getting a tool to fix Baymax, who does he see outside the garage? Tadashi, looking straight at him. Now, as soon as he sees him, he walks away. But Hero's like, "Baymax, did you see that? It's Tadashi." And Baymax is like, "It is hard to lose a loved one. I get it." And so Hero's like, "I'll be right back." And so he chases after him. And Tadashi's appearing everywhere. He's appearing on trains. He's walking down. He actually walks into the haunted house. And once Hero actually finds him and actually gets him in a room, he says, "Hey, brother." I know, like, for that small second, I believed it. Until he started, like, I was believing it for a short period of time. Until he started really talking. So Hero is, like, shocked. And we get, like, flashbacks of the movie when he went in there and the S-Fit and it was on fire and it exploded and he died. And, he's remembering this, and he's like, "No way, this cannot be real." And he's like, "Well, I'm standing right in front of you." Well, he doesn't say that, but he's like, it's basically like, "I'm standing right in front of you." So, while he's talking to Tadashi, Gogo is working overnight on her magnet project. Then all of a sudden, Little Burger Boy comes down from the ceiling. And she calls the team because now he's obviously in the school. And Fred, for some reason, is talking, giving commentary on this pizza like, "Yeah, the pizza on the list. Yeah, that's definitely the case every time. It's very good." I don't know why. Does he do that every time he... That's weird. But, yeah, they all get calls from the team, except Hero doesn't notice because obviously he's out talking to Tadashi. So, while he's talking about Professor Granville and how, she says that he needs limits. And then Tadashi says something really out of character. He says, "You can't let Granville hold you back. You can't scale down the limits." Then he's like, that's not something Tadashi would say. And so, he starts getting really out of character. Then we start to realize, no, this is not Obake. This is not Tadashi. So, while that's happening, we cut to the team fighting New Boy and New Burger Boy and the robots. And obviously, it fails epically. And if you're wondering what I just reacted to. Fred was down because he got knocked down by one of the robots, and all of a sudden, this giant Black Widow spider, starts to grow, and I don't know if you noticed, but I have arachnophobia, so I know that's weird because my favorite superhero is Spider-Man. That's kind of weird, but yeah, oh my god. So soon, like, all of them start to see like their worst fears. So Gogo's afraid of leprechauns, so she starts to see a giant leprechaun. Honey is afraid of hippos, so she starts to see 3 giant hippos. Wasabi's afraid of heights, so he starts to see like a giant, like him standing on this platform, and like the entire floor is caved in and there's like a giant hole. So yeah, so the robots steal Gogo's magnet, so Newberg Boy gets away. And while that's happening, Hero's like, so I'm rebuilding Baymax, and then all of a sudden he says something that just breaks the whole deal. He says, you know, Hero, you should stop rebuilding my old inventions. He's like, that's what really got it. Because Hero's like, wait a minute. You're telling me not to scale back my inventions to not rebuild Baymax? You're not Tadashi! And then he starts to figure out how he's actually seeing him. You know, Hero starts to realize that that's what it is. Like when he looked into the thing, when all of them looked into the thing, and it blew that puff of smoke into their eyes. As in Gogo realizes this when she tries to punch the leprechaun, and it goes through it, and she realizes, hey, this is some kind of augmented reality. So they definitely start to realize this, and it turns out that Tadashi the whole time has been Obake. Because we noticed that Obake just doesn't care about Hero's feelings. So Hero pulls the thing out of his eyes. Gogo pulls the thing out of her eyes, and she tells everyone that that's what it is. So they pull it out of their eyes, and you know, obviously Noodle Burger Boy got exactly what he wanted, which was the magnet, or he got exactly what Obake wanted. So after that, they're talking to Hero about how he saw Tadashi and how it really affected him emotionally, and it's a really sad moment. But he's like, everyone's like, how did he get information about Tadashi? How did he know about him? It turns out Obake's been watching some of his videos. So, you know, the bots come back with the magnet into Obake's lair. And he's like, very good. And we see that he's building this giant machine. Look at it. Look at it. It's a giant machine. What is that? And that's how the episode ends. I love this episode. I love how the aspect that it's a Halloween episode didn't hold it back in terms of the story. I like how they played us into thinking Tadashi was going to come back, but he really didn't. And yeah. So out of 10, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because, you know, some of the horrors and some of the scary stuff wasn't really needed. But, you know, it progressed the overall story, so 9 out of 10. I'm SpyFan 101 saying peace. Oh, and by the way, one more episode left, guys.